Hello fellow cultivators, welcome to the part 2 of Yu and Xi quest in Tale of Immortal. In order to come to the final Yu quest, which has 4 different endings, you need to finish all the 3 Xi quests first. And then Jiang Nanyan will come to look for you at some point and tells you that she has been coming to Everfrost again and we will need to come to rescue her. And here we find Everfrost, so she is there in a small tent with this masked woman. And if you remember, the masked woman, it is the same person we met in the Tiango quest, and she is apparently called Sangrira. And Sangrira is actually the master of Jiang Nanyan. So basically, we have met Sangrira in Tiango quest, and we met Jiang Nanyan in the second Xi quest. And now she tells us that the girl, she suffers frostbite, and we need to find a herb called snow, some flower. Well, Jiang Nanyan was saying, yeah, I can find it for you, but no. His master was like, no, you are not experienced enough. Let's us to look for it. So let's find the place and notice that the icon on the map is actually the Yu's significant signal weapon there. So you know that it is related to Yu. And then we will see a tiny blossom, and it will have a very simple battle. So, I mean, when you take this quest, you are probably at enlightenment, because that's the time when you can trigger this quest. And it will be very easy battles. So we get the snow gleam flower, which can be used to basically save Xi, and then we also get this destiny for 1 month. And then we come back to this place, and now we can come to Sangrira and give this herb to her. And therefore she is coming back. Notice that in the third Xi quest, you can have this option that saying that, okay, if we do not bring Xi to the Everfrost, remember in the previous episode, there is this option, and she will be telling us that, no, if you need me, do not come to look for me again. I thought if you chose that option, you cannot trigger this quest, but no, you can still trigger this quest. That choice doesn't matter. Anyways, now, at the same time, Iron Shard comes up, and Jiang Nanyan apparently is coming with the sword, and she just says no and try to grab the flying sword and got her hand cut. This is very important because apparently Xi's blood will be dripping on the Iron Shard. And this is important because she is actually descendant of Yu. And now Sangrira was like, Lanyan, you made a rush move. And because of the blood thing, because of the rush move, we'll find the great Yu back again, apparently a small spirit coming back. She was like, Sangrira, all of them seem to be surprised. But apparently, the shard is telling Xi to restore his human form, but he needs broken souls. We need soul fragments from Fallen Valley. Of course, here we will help her, but we can also ask, like, why are you here? So, again, the same story. Grandpa wife and they fighting over the shard tries to fly away and obviously come to Everfrost. But here I want to talk about a thing that in the previous episode, so part 1, we have been talking about that I believe the entire quest was connected, at least intentionally connected with Artifact Spirit, and this quest proves it. Like, first of all, you get all of this thing from the Fallen Valley where you farm Artifact Spirit. And this is the first time you will farm in the Fallen Valley, and if you chose the correct option, you will farm it a second time. Now, the reason is you need those special things coming from Fallen Valley in order to keep your spirit alive in this world. So, you need them to restore the soul, and obviously we'll help her to farm the Fallen Valley. In this case, those soul fragments will be coming from the certain Fallen Valley where the quest leads you to. And it will give you this thing as well, so that you don't need to buy it, but you need to go to this Fallen Valley where the quest leads you to. That's where you farm it, and you need to actually properly farming it, like getting all these items. Then, once you came out of it, you will get soul fragment, because otherwise, if you just come in and come out, it won't work. Okay, so yeah, this is ancient soul fragment, which is completely useful to make up some broken souls, apparently. And then we come back to Xi and gave her this soul fragment, and these misty souls begin to consolidate. And here we go, Yu actually appears in real life. And first question asks, Yu's barrier, is this still there? And what do you mean? She's like, where is this place? I remember the final thing. And she was actually telling him that you made a roof to freeze the water, and then your body caught fire, burned into ashes. Like, how do you know this thing? I don't even know this. So then she was telling us, okay, let's visit our Thermite, okay? So here you will see these three icons. In this entire quest, most of the time you visit these icons, it doesn't matter, it just tells you some side quest. And if you want to continue, you just click on the base thing. But only in very few cases, visited icon matters for different endings. So yeah, just make notice of that. So for now, we can probably just go to visit different icons and know more of the story. Let's first go to visit she, maybe, since we are curious, how does she know those things? So she's talking, oh, Sir Mighty, you are you, right? You is like the flood has been stopped. Here used to be source of flood. How come become ice field? And well, she's telling him that it is Everfrost now, and this ice field is because of you. And me? Yes, I saw a terrifying wave that nearly reached the sky, and so many giants who formed a wall to resist the water. And you told, oh, the Kwafu clan. Okay, didn't know that Argar has ancestor had such a thing. And apparently, then the Kwafu clan giant cannot stop the flood, and you manage to freeze it with a spell. But after he does it, the flame come out from him, and then you end up in ashes. But the attempt was successful, and the flood was completely frozen. Okay, you ask the golden question, how do you know this? Then she telling him that apparently the iron shard, when he grabs it, the blood comes to the blade and to the shard, and then she starts to see the memory. You know, it used to be us who see all those memories, but now apparently she. Okay, interesting. And after this, we can again visit she, and she was asking, Sir Mighty, your spells is awesome, right? How do you learn it? Now we see a memory of you again. So you was looking at the flood, and here we go. Tu Shanjun, his wife, the previous fox, the Tushan clan chief, and she waves her hand to the nearby lake and showed him this spell to freeze the water into ice. And this obviously gives you the idea, okay, maybe I can control the flood by freezing it. But obviously freeze the entire flood is crazy, right? And that's why we want Tu Shanjun to teach him the spell. Tu Shanjun is telling her that it's ridiculous, it's impossible, even if she will teach him, but nah. And Yu was like, yes, my wife is brilliant. Her insights and ideas far exceed me. Well, if you say so. We can take a look at Sanguira. Sanguira is apparently only after the Bloodlord, and she's very curious because she knows that Yu has managed to kill the Bloodlord. Well, Yu was first like, I can't live that long, and my soul is only bounded by soul fragments. Well, Sanguira wants to know more things about the Bloodlord from him, and Yu wants her to keep on farming those soul fragments. So Sanguira, during all this quest, basically she's farming Fallen Valley all the time. I don't know how many times she met the inner demon, so good luck for her. Anyways, so basically that's the conversation it's about. She wants to know things about Bloodlord, and he wants Sanguira to take more soul fragments to keep her soul a bit longer, because he wants to see how is the flood going on right now. Like, his first question is, how was the flood? So after this, we can talk to Yu, and this is basically how you can continue. And Yu's like, okay, hey kid, what is your name? Well, she will directly say, okay, where do you want to go? And you tell her, I want to go to 100,000 Hill. That's our next place to go. You actually don't need to talk with you to go to the next one. You just need to click on the icon itself. And it directly tells you that, yeah, we need to go to 100,000 Hill. As you can see, I didn't click on any three icons here. But once you accept this, you will not have the chance to talk with all the three icons to know the story again. As you can see, they vanished. Now, the next step, we come to the 100,000 mountain. And you come to top of the hill, and he seems to be pretty happy there. And he's enjoying the view, and she wants to know your story. And here, it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you a story of my friend. Instead, yeah, if you say so, quote-unquote, friend. Anyways, he's talking about his friend has been, met his wife when he's doing his work, but he has been so busy and choosing all the responsibility of working, she never really stepped to his residence when passing by. By the way, this is also coming from an original Chinese story. You apparently have come passing by his residence 3 times without getting in to check his wife and newborn kid. Anyways, now Yu is not happy, but she was telling him that, maybe there's a flexible way. Maybe you could balance out the wife, family, and the work. Are you regretting, your friend regretting about ignoring the wife? Maybe it's not a great choice if I were him. Then she falls asleep, and Yu was like, yeah, she's still a kid, but she seemed to be sad. Anyways, now here we only have one Sangura icon to talk with. Let's talk with Sangura, shall we? And in this case, Sangura have brought you again some soul fragments. She had found some fallen valley, and she's talking about she shared same lineage with Yu, and the body of Yu is nourished by her blood, but that's also dangerous. And she's talked about Pangu blood, which have 3 lineage with Kuafus, the Fengni in Yunbo, and residents in Baiyuan. That is interesting. And apparently she's interested in the blood of Yu content. Because, if you remember, Yu's blood managed to defeat the Blood Lord, who the Sangura was actually after. And the Blood Lord's name is Sangria River Star. So you can see they are connected. And meanwhile, we can see that Jiang Lanyan seems to be listening. And Sangura come to her, no, it's not good to listen. Well, Lion seemed to worried about her master. She's kiss and king, huh? A king would conceal her feelings from me. Master, could you please tell me, why would you do it? Master, I just want you to have a happy life, instead of such endless, aimless journey. Okay. So let's continue our journey. So again, we don't need to talk with Sangura here. We just need to click on this icon. So she will tell us the next step will be even south of the 100,000 hills. And okay, if we know that it used to be the Eastern Sea until Jingwei have filled it. And anyways, we told her that yeah, we're going, and you very nicely pick up some fruits and bring us. And apparently you knows where to get best fruits. Big friend eat big fruits, small friend small fruits. And you guessed it, it must be some kind of skill fruit, and it will be your high risk art or root, as you know. And now we come to the 100,000 hills. No, south of 100,000 hills, basically the Eastern Sea, the previous Eastern Sea. It has been filled by Xirang, and Yu is very fascinated. And she was like, okay, but what's so fascinating about this thing is just earth soil. Ha ha ha, good. The sea is transformed into a fertile field. That is great. I walk around and see. She is very confused. Why is he so happy? So there are again these two things here. But you can also click on this icon and hear Sangura appear again. Again, it's pushing, it's like, what about Blood Lord? What about Blood Lord? You know that use barrier is good enough. It is tremendous project. You should be insured about it now. Can you tell me where's the Blood Lord now? She was like, okay, but, why? She was telling her that it sees the girl's Pangu blood keep you alive, but it's also hurting him. Anyways, you again send her to farm soul fragments. And now you tell us that she wants to go back to Everfrost again. And here we come to a very important choice. And you could ask what do you mean first. This is okay. So what she was worried about is that she has been talking with Yu and asking, what is your wish left? So Yu's like, I hope there's no flood anymore. And she was like, you already controlled the flood. Do you have any other wishes? Yu was talking about, okay, I'm short of my family. I want to be visit my wife again and have a short talk, that's all. I will depart with no regret. Are you sure? Depart with no regret? And she is not convinced. He said he noticed strange expression. He seemed to be very sorrowful. And here, we will ignore it for now and visit these two icons first. Let's first visit the Yu icon there. And here we actually meet Sangria again. So apparently, she's back. And asking Yu, like, you seem to be so delighted. Yu's very happy. They made it. Turned the sea into a fertile land. Well, then Sangura was telling Yu that, the sea was filled by Jingwei with Xirang, and Yu is still quite happy. And we can continue visiting Sangura after this, because you first click on the Yu icon and then you have the Sangura icon appears. Then you will find her again. She is talking about, human strength is something to be proud of. And the senior have a glorious past after all, and she will explain what is Yu's barrier for you. That is actually quite important, because this explains you how the world is like this. So apparently Yu's barrier is basically his plan to against the flood. To first, you basically frozen the flood in Everfrost. That's how the Everfrost comes from, if you remember. And yeah, so that's why Everfrost in the north. And then he summoned the cultivators to the East Sea, digged a deep pit, and then all the excavated soil was becoming 100,000 hills. And that's where those hills are coming from. So that flood water will be stopped by the hill and finally filled the Eastern Sea. That's the last barrier before it reach, Huafeng and Yongling or the Baiyuan village. So this is the 3 different layers of Yu's barrier. So it is actually quite interesting. That's how our world are structured like this. And then we can talk about the cause of the flood. And apparently someone planned this flood. And to be honest, there's no explanation about it. And the Nether Mountain in ancient time was not really connected. Some people affected the feng shui and let the Nether Mountain just grow, and the Nether air coming from there. And if you have finished the game, you know it is Heng Tian who have been doing it, and it was also hinted in the Fairy Unicorn story as well. Anyways, now once we talk about this thing, finally, Sangura is again telling him they want to release the Nether air and destroy the world. Now finally we can visit the Xi icon there, and here we'll see Yu and Xi having a nice father-daughter time, or I don't know, ancestor-dissident time, if you want to call it that way. And she's talking about some black robed people picking fruits, and you know that's the Daoxing, Taoist Mind Pavilion and Mind Snap Temple thing, and now you know that it must be the skill fruits, actual, Dao skill fruits, and which is those people who are fighting about. And these two are still being happy and laughing heartily. It's such a nice time. And now we can visit Xi again. And apparently she had found this Dao Mind fruit, skill fruit, and she will give it to us. And okay, you helped me to pick it. Of course, Yu is very important in picking the fruits. He's a tall one after all. And now you're telling me, yeah, this will be a tiny gift. Thank you, both of you. And I actually do not know how to trigger this one because it's a different account. But in this case, you choose OK, you are not good. You should choose later. And then you are given this, option again, which is very important. Because here, if you choose that is not true, you will go to the first ending. Okay? So, the first ending. So the first ending is when you choose to ignore Xi's worry in the Eastern Sea region, and then you come back to the Everfrost. You will find an empty house, which used to be Yu and Tu Shanjing used to live. And then an ethereal breeze has condensed into human form, and Tu Shanjing has seemed to be coming back. And before she asks anything, I thought you would leave me forever. My soul is about to dispense now, but fortunately you are here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't speak like that on that day. But I know your character. You would say those words, otherwise you won't be the man I know. I was sad hearing that, but I understand you. And what happened after I left? What happened to you? So Yu and Tu Shanjing seem to be talking about it, and during this time, we and Xi come out. Maybe we will go around while Yu and Tu Shanjing finish talking. So here we can first talk with Sangura, and Yu apparently already told her everything about the Blood Lord, and Yu decided he does not lead any soul fragment anymore. His journey finishes here. And then Sangura left, but Yu seems to still have regret in his mind. And then we can come to visit Xi here, and he will see Yu and Tu Shanjing seem to be talking while Xi was hiding behind. And finally go to Tu Shanjing and asking, okay, you are his wife, right? Can you tell me what happened? Well, Tu Shanjing was saying that, well, that's what happened on that day. Yu was I must go. Can you stay here for a few more days? No, the flood is out of control. I must leave now. But you are my husband. I don't have the heart to see you risking your life. And I also don't have the heart to let it slide and see living beings die. Well, all living beings will die, okay? That's the principle of nature, you know. Well, that's a bit too harsh, Tu Shanjin. Well, then let the principle be, but our people are not destined to suffer. And then Yu comes back and leaves, and Tu Shanjin says, not destined to suffer. What about me? I'm your wife. Am I destined to worry? That's what happened. So Sermat decided to fight against Flood, even if it means he would die from it. Responsibility means all to him, that is his character. And then Yu returns, she was like, goodbye. Okay, so now we can visit Yu again. Well, Yu is asking Tu Shanjin what happened after he left. So Tu Shanjin, firstly, I will make a confession to you. The truth is, we met each other out of a plan rather than coincidence. Okay, interesting. The Tushan members blessed with the blood of the Snow Fox clan and own the Upper Realm. Okay, that's the same clan as Meng Yi. Same clan as Meng Yi. Anyways, now Tu Shanjin must find someone to help them because they live in the north, which is immediate danger of flood. That's why she has been trying to save you many times, and also she tried to use a trick, basically, to confirmation to gain her human form. And he thought once you become her husband, he will be bound to fight against Flood, and he will not quit. But turns out there's no need to do that. He is anyways a too much responsible person. He will anyways never give up his responsibility. So you was like, well, there's nothing to confess about. Come on. Anyways, Tu Shanjun had heard the bad news, and then she had found you in the front line, use barrier, and only sees you freeze the flood water and then burn into ashes. And then Tu Shanjun asked his wife, heartbroken, and then he separated his cultivation, jumped into the wave to follow you. But then, even though her body was devoured by the flood, her soul returned here and waited for you all this time. It is all my fault. Well, there's nobody's fault. So she was asking me, are you going to stay here? Well, little friend, take this iron shard. I'm asking you to bring it back to Baiyuan. You won't be able to play with me anymore. Are you not going to back your village again? You have decided, no, I will be by your side. I wish your life as joyful as your name, and take it, another gift for you. Whenever you're homesick, you can read Baiyuan, and okay. Then you thanks us, and apparently Chu Shanjun also prepared a gift. You and Chu Shanjun stand by side by their door, bid a farewell, and then they vanish into the thin air. So that is the first ending of Yu's quest. He has chosen to stay with his wife, Tu Shanjun. So yeah, his wish came true, right? We don't know, to be honest. But maybe yes. After all, he felt short of his wife's love. Now they are together, always. And she takes the iron shard and floats into the sky and disappears. She'll be back, and we will get some letter from Johnny and Sanguira. If we choose not, that's not true, but choose I feel the same, we will go to the other three endings. And in this case, we will have another Yu icon appear on the map, and this is different from the previous Yu icon, okay? So this, if we go to this new Yu icon, we have a dialogue with him. Yu will tell us that, okay, the only reason he wants to come back, he wants to make sure that Yu's barrier is still useful, the flood is controlled. After that, he's okay. He has no regrets. And his dream has come true, but it will be his last journey because his soul has been consumed a lot. Because he has been sustained by the soul fragments, but the more he stays here, the more his soul will be used up. So there's not much time left for you, and he only wants to return home. But once you trigger this dialogue, you will see here, she says you must have secret. And once you see this dialogue, you know that you are coming to the other endings. So even though you are still coming to the Everfrost, and you will still meet Tu Shanjun, but Tu Shanjun will vanish after a short moment, you still sit there. You know, he is not going with Tu Shanjun this time, until Jian Yan breaks in and glaring at you. So that is not so good, Jian Yan-san. So she's like, okay, now you have met your wife, good, but can you tell my master about the Blood Lord now? Who will care about her imminent death? What do you say? Sanguira will die? What do you mean by that? So Yu is also shocked about this. So yeah, he will talk with them. Now we can meet Sanguira again, talk about him. So your disciple said your life will end soon. Well, Sanguira will explain about her clan members. The lives is really short. And he's also talked about the name Sanguine River Star, who apparently knows how to prolong the life plan. So she's from the Sanguine clan, and Sanguine River Star is one of the traitors. And even though one of the ancestors, but he stole the clan's enigmatic stone centuries ago. Enigmatic stone? Are you sure that is for life? I thought that was for making me maxing good skills. Anyways, so Sanguira wants to take the enigmatic stone because also he wants to vanquish River Star. It's a shame to their lineage should not be spread abroad. So their ancestors made a technique to extend the life plan, but River Star stole it and changed this technique into an evil technique. So basically now the ancestor ordered the dissident to kill the traitor and retrieve the manual, while River Star have invented another technique to refine human souls, turn himself into Blood Lord, and will never die, even though he can be defeated. But only the secret technique of their clan can end here forever. That explains why the Blood Lord will reappear again as the Blood Puppet, etc. in the Bifang's quest. So here is a very important choice here. So ignore the Sanguira icon because we just visit her. We know about her clans. But She's icon here determines if you are going to get the good ending. So you can visit the She icon and make two correct choices. You will get a good ending. But if you do not visit She, or if you made a bad choice, then you will not get it. So for now, let's first do not visit She and click on this, and she will just say, I do not want you to die. And Yuba said, yes, but I have other things to do. We need to help Sanguira to vanquish the Blood Lord. After all, they have helped us a lot. I will repay her. Jiang Nanyi is also happy about it, so basically that is determining our next step, is to fight the Blood Lord, help Sanguira to end her family, her clan issue. And yeah, we will meet at the Blood Lord place. Or if we go to meet She here, she will talk about, Sir Yu, you are ancestors of us, right? And you plan to live here without saying goodbye to everyone in the Baiyuan village? That is not nice. Yu was like, well, I I've dreamed of the chance for a long time, and I want to know if we manage to control the flood and want to see our old friends, and she grants me the chance. Thank you for your blood, good girl. It brings me back to the limbo. But she was like, you want to see your old friends, right? Have you seen the villagers in Baiyuan? Have you seen Jiagu? What about your Jiagu? She's your best friend. You grew up together. I will introduce to them. Don't die now. You suddenly remembered, oh, Jiagu, how is she? But I'm so tired. Sir Mighty, no, I don't want you to die. And the girl kneels down. You stand there silently. Now we can visit She icon here. We see she kneels down and praying. She's praying to all the immortals that there is a super great upper realm above us, and immortals there who are more powerful. She's praying to all those immortals that let you be alive, or whatever else you want. You stand there. He refrained to comfort She. Now we can visit Yu again, who is gazing into the distance. He seemed to be thinking about something. He's asking for our opinion. Please give us some advice. I returned word as a soul. I always want to see about the flood, and wife, and all my wishes have been fulfilled. But I want to visit my clan in Baiyuan again. I want to meet Jiagu again. So we can say, if we choose, please do what you can, is again a bad choice, okay? Because in this case, he's like, okay, I have done my best. I shouldn't blame myself for things beyond me. Or he comes to say, please follow your heart. And also you have to say, if you say think twice before act, again it's a bad choice. In this case, your face is calm, his hesitation is gone, but all of these will lead you to the same ending, same bad ending. Before we go to the good ending, we'll first show you what this bad ending is. So we continue our quest. we find where Blood Lord stays, so Sanguine River Star again, and we will need to have a fight. So basically, we'll enter to fight Sanguine River Star again, and this time he's I don't know how many times, third time, and he has how many? 3 million. So it's not too bad as enlightenment, to be honest. And as you can see, it is if you are in enlightenment, that's somewhat okayish. Even in chaos, it is not a difficult battle. And yeah, so we will finish this battle very soon. So once we finish this battle, we use Sheath's finger and Sheath's golden blood drips to the demon, and we'll use the same golden Pangu's blood to vanquish the blood demon again. And then Sangura comes and impales him with her sword. Apparently that is her technique to kill him forever. Oh, it's interesting to find I'm slain by my own dissidents. Good. Here's the stone you want. Take this and enjoy your long life as I did. Sangura takes the stone, and soon he melts into a formless liquid and it's gone. Sangria checked the stone, but her face pales the next moment. Well, before you asking what happened, he seemed to be dizzy and kneels down. So what happened to you? Our battle is tiresome, so I set up a raid restore our power and we'll discuss next step after it. Here we again see 3 icons, and none of them really matters to the final ending, but you can visit every one of them to know some more about the story, of course. So we can first visit Yu, and in this case, Yu just tells you that he's very tired. He just wants to use the final effort to come back to Bayern Village and meet Jiagu. But then we can visit Shi, who will actually tell us some more stories, because again, Shi can see his history. So apparently, he has come back to Sanguine River Star again once he's grown up. As you can see, he's grown up. So this is after the story we see in the second Shi quest, when he was still a young kid, and he and Sanguine managed to kill each other in a way. But now you come back and tells him that Sanguine that okay, I know the flood is planned by someone, it's not you, but you also try to use this flood to gain something for yourself. And I will suppress the stone, reinforce the seal, so that you are not going to escape. For the world's sake. Well, Sanguine was like, never mind, I know you will die. I will outlive you and your Shirang someday, and I will kill everyone of the Bayern village. So, well, that's how it goes. The good people don't live that long because they sacrifice themselves, but bad people live long because that's the only thing they want. Anyways, now we can come to Jian Lanyan again, who seems to be very sad. And this is understandable because if you remember, when Sanguine sees the enigmatic stone, she is not very happy about it. And yeah, she will soon die. The Blood Lord method is ineffective, apparently. So Jian was still like, we finally defeat him, we reclaim the stone, so you will have prolonged life, right? Well, Sanguira was like destroying the stone and only some pieces left. The technique is so refined art by the Blood Lord. It is actually the original technique itself is already evil, and their ancestors developed a technique, don't want to use it. Sanguine River Star stole the art and use it and become an evil cultivator. So it becomes their ancestors' wish to end Sanguine River Star and seal this secret inside the clan. So that's how it is. So that's why the whole clan members and Yura's their mission is to kill Sanguine River Star, and they cannot use the same method to prolong their life because they will become another one. Well, it is their fate. So Jian Nanyan here is very sad. So here you can also say comfort her with one word, but there's no use of doing that because that will end this dialogue. You can also cheer her up with reproach. In this case, you will have a little bit more dialogues. So after choose this, you will see Jian Nanyan's icon again. Come to her. She will actually talk with Sangura again. Talking about Sangura was talking about Enigma Stone, and she wants to give the stone to Jiang Nanyan because it can use it for some use. And here, this you can either accept it or decline it. There's no point of declining it, just accept it. It doesn't change the dialogue even. So, Jiang I don't need your enigmatic stone. All my martial arts coming from you. I want you to be alive, and that's it. Never give up, no matter how difficult things become. You wish to eradicate a traitor in the stand, and mine to accompany you. I do not believe that evil technique will prolong your life, but we will find better techniques. We will find real harmless ones. That is very good attitude. The whole quest, you just need to try your best in everything. We will get the enigmatic stone. Unfortunately, it is still for the enlightenment, because there's still no way you can get one for the transcendent. Anyways, now we can click on the main thing and we'll have the final part of the quest. So we'll come back to the Bayuan village because that is the last wish you has. So we come back to Bayuan village here, and interestingly, we will see Jiagu again. And very interesting, even if you choose to kill Jiagu in the very beginning of the game, she will still appear. So I think the developers have forgotten that we have a choice to kill her. It's a bit, weird, but it is what it is. Anyways, so Jiagu and Yu meet again, and Sangura was also saying that, there's a way to transform a human being into an artifact spirit. You just need to get something from the Fallen Valley again. Artifact spirit, you say? I have told you they are connected. Anyways, so if succeed, the soul will exist on the artifact. And we just need Frost Soul gem in the Fallen Valley. And yeah. So in this case, Yu has come there, and then we find she's not there anymore. And apparently who has run away. So she's going to find the gem by herself. And Yu was like, do you want to bring she back? The girl is very fond of you. She's too reckless. My days are numbered. I must say my goodbye. And yeah, Sangura will carry out Yu's soul. Once you come to the quest location, you have the choice to either bring she back or help her. So if you bring her back, you reach another bad ending. But if you choose help her, only if you chose the correct choice, which I haven't shown in this video, back in Everfrost, you will get a good ending, because otherwise you get another bad ending. So here we first choose bring she back. And to be honest, I doubt anyone will actually choose this choice because it's obviously not a great choice, right? But anyways, let's to show what will this bring us as an ending 2. In this case, we brought she back. Jiagu and Yu sit side by side, and you seem to be very exhausted. Little friend, you're back. Thank you. I think the journey with you is much harder than subduing the flood. Are you sure about that? So, hey, why are you weeping? I'm finished my last journey. I meet Jiagu, so I'm happy about it. Well, she is still sad after all. Yu tells her that he will live in Bayern by everyone's side, and thank you. Then Yu smiles in satisfaction and then closes his eyes. Jiagu takes Yu, supports Yu away. They soon enveloped by the mountain mist. And she tells Yu she had a strange feeling. She's sad because Yu had left her, but also happy because he finally returned. Will adults feel the same? Well, joy and woe come side by side, but also we are happy to finish his last wish. Indeed, I also miss a life and life without worries. Then she thanks us again and bid us goodbye. And yes, after finally she brought the Iron Shard back, and she and Yu's story will go to an end. She runs towards her village. Of course, we can also help she to retrieve the stone from the Fallen Valley. So again, we will farm the Fallen Valley, retrieve the Frost Soul Gem, which is used to transform you into an artifact spirit. Then we can come back to the Bayern village and we will see that we seem to be a bit too late. Yu is already resting near Jagu and his eyes are closed. And she takes the gem from you, steps forward. She wants to ask Sangura to help you. Sangura don't say anything. Then Jagu will tell she a message from you in case you cannot come back in time. He is happy to have you as a companion. His biggest wish to return to Baiyuan is grateful to us, and he's happy all the day. And I'm grateful to you too. Jagu have known quite a few things he never heard since then. Thank you for bringing me back. And she was like, "Oh, you're the mountain goddess here. Please save her." "Sorry, it's beyond me." So Jagu holds Yu in her arms and steps in the mountain moments later. So it's the same thing. Jagu and Yu come into the mountains. She's asking Lan Yan, "Do you know why she's so calm?" "It is the greatest sorrow. She must be sad, but it's beyond words and expression. After all, you have did everything for the world, and wish all of us live happily." So Jagu and Yu have vanished, and she, Sangura, and Jiang Lanyan will try to live a happy life, because that is Yu's will. And here we go, we get the third ending of this quest. All of them said goodbye and living for their own ways. And finally, the good ending. We will choose to tell you that to go whatever you want to. And in this case, his eyes are shining with confidence, and his confusion is gone. Then we do the Blood Lord quest. We help Xi to retrieve the stone from Fallen Valley. We come back to the village, and seems that we are again too late in this case. Their effort is vain. But Xi comes, tells Sangura, "Please use this stone." And Jack was still saying, "Well, you have telling her he's grateful to you." Then, here's the point. She says, "No, nonsense. Yu is here. He promised me he leave no matter how many difficulties he will meet. We will just try harder." And then she takes the iron shard, cuts her finger, and smear her blood into this, and tells you to wake up. And just like everything else, in this quest, you just need to try your best. And to be honest, it's very easy and straightforward to reach the good ending, because you just need to choose to try your best, and that's it. In this case, Jiagu holds Yu and walks away, followed by Sangura. There's only you the next moment. Maybe their story ends here. Maybe, you say. A few months later, we'll meet Jiang Liyan again. Come to Baiyuan quickly. And just like a few times ago, she just comes and then vanishes. Leave a letter in our pocket. That is just her style nowadays. So it's a letter from Xi. Maybe she had recovered from Yu's passing. Passing? What do you mean by passing? Let's read this letter. So the shard had finally calmed down, but I need to wipe it clean. "By the way, someone in our village wants to meet you, a talkative one," you say. "He's really different from what he was before now. But he has asked me to invite you here many times. The letter you're reading cost me so many candles. Please visit us in Baiyuan village." "Sure, let's go to visit them." And we come back to the Baiyuan village. We see a little curious monster chasing a tall, strong man. It's Yu, and the monster is a girl. "Ah, I will eat you. Come and eat me. I won't leave Jagu alone." Are you just doing the same thing we see in the first Xi story? Little Yu try to protect little Jagu even though they are good friends. "I'm supposed to protect you. I'm a man." That is so cute. Indeed. I did do it in the past. Sure, and we know about it as well. So yeah, basically we have met so long. I have to find a place for a talk. Now we can talk with you again. So we do have a lot of questions. Seriously, what is going on with the whole thing? So first of all, why foolish old man find me? I thought because we are your incarnation from all the three Xi quests. But according to Yu, apparently the foolish old man knew the soul was residing it, so Yu was there. But he need to find someone, to carry out. So the girl, she is too young. Then obviously he will find us because we are the protagonist. And yeah. So basically, foolish old man also knows Yu's wish is to see the Yu's barrier, to see if it still works. So he decided to take the move, hoping someday Yu will be awakened. So we are just a trustworthy person, a capable choice, and she was the actual dissident who carried out the plan. After all, both of them are his dissidents. To be honest, I still think we are somewhat used the reincarnation there. And I will ignore all this dialogue about Bloodlord because I think we already knew what's the story about Bloodlord quite well. So coming back to the point, I still think either in the original development plan or even now I can still say we are somewhat reincarnation of Yu, even though his, let's say, leftover souls live in that iron shard. This is because when in the third sequence, when we come to Tushan clan, they recognize us. They feel that we are different. They recognize we are somewhat like Yu. And even the same thing, River Star, when in the second sequence, when we met River Star, he also recognized us as the reincarnation of Yu and say, oh, your past life, you did this to me, and this life, you are still the same. So we definitely are connected with Yu, even though in here it seems that her talking about different way, but I still think so. Anyways, so finally she hurried back at the same time and smashed blood, which again important. So finally, Yu's soul is not fully dispensed and they managed to combine the soul into the shard. So now he lives in the iron shard, just like artifact spirit. I've been saying this quite a few times, but again, I think it's clear artifact spirits and Yu and all the things are connected. So yeah, in the end, Yu, Shi, and Jiagu seem to be living a happy life, even though Yu is in the artifact spirit state. But all is well, everything is fine, and everyone is happy. So we also get some gift from Sangura and Jiang Nanying as well. So that are two letters we can read later. Now we see Yu, Jiagu, and Xi walk hand in hand, just like a real family walked out of our sight. So that's a good ending of this quest. So before we end this, we will read Jiang Nanying and Sangura's letter. So for Lian's letter, she just talks about, yeah, thank you for your encouragement. I remember the day when I told you my problem and you cheered me up. So I wonder if we do not choose to cheer her up, will we still get this letter? I don't know. Anyways, so Yu's steadfastness have heartened Sangura again to overcome all the difficulties. And that is important. So they have managed to find more ways to prolong Sangura's life. And that's good. But let's stop here. There's a restaurant about slow-braised Duncan trotter. That's not okay. Duncan. Okay. Duncan is not a pig. I mean, you can't just eat it like that. And for Sangura's letter, she realized the important thing. It is important to have a meaningful life compared to a long one. And now at least they are happily living. Both of them are traveling around, find ways and doing research. It's great. And she will also bring us a gift, which is quite useful as well. Anyways, so another elixir for the letter. So he says it will be useful when we confront powerful enemy, because once we eat this, we will have 1 year time to have maximized HP 15%, which is quite good. Then you can use it before you need to fight the nether birds, which can be difficult, And anyways, so that will be everything about Yu and Xi's quest. It has been really long, even after 2 parts. The second part is all still about 15 minutes long, with 4 different endings. And this quest has been along with us the entire game. It's almost the main quest of this game. So I hope you're enjoying this walkthrough, and thank you for watching again. If you like this content, please consider leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time.